There's all kinds of different reasons to do it, but it could be customers trying to get ready for a maintenance shutdown, or they just got done through a season, it's getting into winter time. They want to walk all their conveyor systems so that they know what they have to do for inventory planning for the next year, or rebuild and repair work. Or it may be they're looking for an inventory optimization program. They want to try to make sure they have critical spares. So we'll offer a site survey program where we'll partner up our guys with the ErieTec guys. They'll walk down the conveyors, make a list of it. We've got a guy named Joe Gibson on our staff. I believe he's one of the top 5 conveyor guys in the country. He'll work with a young man named Connor, who's a materials handling specialist, who's got a manufacturing and a service background. Those 2 guys together know a lot of what anybody would need to know, and bring to bear on a customer's location and help them out.
I would go on site with the territory manager, Kerry Octavio, and possibly a sales representative from ErieTec, so that ErieTec's involved. And we would walk all the conveyors, do the complete survey. Then it takes a couple of weeks to put the report together, and then we go back in and make the presentation to the customer. We look at the conveyor from the tail pulley to the head pulley, and we're looking at belt condition, we're looking at tracking, we're looking at the pulleys and their condition, we're looking at the structure and its condition. We may be looking at insufficient load support at the load zone, which is resulting in spillage at the load zone, which could potentially be causing belt damage. So we're not just looking at the belt damage and saying you got a damaged belt, we're finding the root cause of it being the insufficient load support. We're looking at the function of the different components. There may be a belt cleaner on there that's not functioning properly, so we'll bring that out. We're really looking at the conveyor as a complete system. We're not just specifically honing in on the idlers or the pulleys, but we're looking at the entire system and making recommendations to improve the operation of that system. What we're going to supply back to the customer is a PowerPoint presentation that itemizes everything that we find, and we look at the load zone, we look at all the rolling components, we look at the belt condition, we look at the tracking of the belt, we look for any type of problems on there, and we do a upper level view of it where this is 5% of the idlers are failed, that sort of thing. 4% of the pulleys are in poor condition, 10% are in fair condition, the rest are in good condition, that sort of thing. But then we go into a belt by belt breakdown for every conveyor that the maintenance can then use to plan their future work. It can be used to generate needs for capital investment, that sort of thing. It's an extra set of eyes on their conveyors looking at things, and it's a fresh set of eyes. I look at conveyors all over the US in all different industries. Your maintenance personnel may have been at that plant for 30 years, and the only thing they know is the conveyors that they've seen over and over and over, and they've addressed the same problem over and over and over, and there may be better ways to address problems that they're not familiar with. We will also do a customer-specific survey, such as a pulley survey, where we will go in and measure every pulley, look at every pulley, and just focus on the pulleys. Or we'll do the same thing with idlers or cleaners or anything along those lines. So we can really customize the survey to the customer's needs and wants, or we can do a general overall survey.
Joe is one of the single best conveyor guys in the country. He's an engineer, he's very unassuming. He goes out onto a conveyor system and he instinctively can identify things that need to be addressed that will help the customer. The other guy, Kerry Octavio, when he came into our organization, Kerry would be the master at the walk down, as he would say, if you're gonna help the customer, you gotta get out there into their business to be able to identify with that. When he came into our organization, he got all of our guys and trained everybody on how to do a walk down. The walk down is sort of the precursor to doing a formal survey. And he goes out and he identifies what I now refer to as the 5 deadly sin areas for a conveyor system, and he translates that into the customer so that they know what to look for, how to look for it when he's done, and they develop a rapport with him. And again, I think Kerry Octavio and Connor, those 2 guys teaming up, I can't imagine a better team to bring. If I was a customer, I would call those guys in to help me.